Good news, everyone! I'm officially releasing a new version of Photosounder. Hooray! 12 years ago, a mysterious short speech by Kevin Spacey appeared online. It was done by Activision to tease the next Call of Duty, and at the end of that speech, there was a sound. This sound. A hidden image. That sound of an image was created with Photosounder. How do I know? Because Photosounder leaves a subtle signature, a pattern in the noise that repeats every 2 seconds. So when I compare the spectrogram of that sound with itself shifted by 2 seconds, we see how that pattern repeats. All the little dots are aligned. I chose to make the noise used in synthesis loop every 2 seconds because it was small enough that it wouldn't take too much memory nor too much time to generate. And in most situations, it's long enough that you can't hear it loop. These days, we can afford to use longer loops, but what prompted me to make this new dialogue to select loop duration is that I wanted to use Photosounder to make an ambient noise, but because the image for this has no variation over time, after hearing it for a while you can hear the repetition. Listen. At first it's not super obvious, but after a few minutes you definitely hear a rhythm. That wasn't gonna do, so I made this dialogue, and it goes up to 60 seconds, in which case, by default, it will take up to 6 gigabytes of memory and a while to prepare. But you can reduce that by creating an image with a lower height, because we don't always need 500 bands, mostly if we're just making a smooth noise. Credit for that one goes to ChatGPT. It did the hard work, I just created the dialogue. I added this checkbox when you load an image so that it will be vertically rescaled to the default height. As we just saw, using images with a great vertical height can be a problem because there will be as many bands as there are vertical pixels. And past a certain height, there's no benefit to using taller images because the sound cannot contain more detail. So with this, you can conveniently load images of any height, and even large ones won't give you any problem. If you're into scripting, you can use the new command I created for this, like this. In the dialog with sound analysis parameters, I added an indicator of how tall the image will be. I mostly did this because things get confusing when using a linear frequency scale. And I added a button to restore the program's hard-coded default values without directly changing the saved defaults. I also enabled saving a different frequency scale value as default, which is convenient when you do lots of work in linear scale. I also asked ChatGPT to find all the bugs it could, and it found some, but nothing very consequential. If you find any bug, please let me know and I will ask ChatGPT to fix it for me. In case you missed the changes included in the previous beta, I added right-clicking on knobs to set a value, a dialog for setting sound duration, I finally compiled the Mac version for Apple Silicon, and I propose a new way of downloading Photosounder on macOS, which bypasses the very annoying gatekeeper. As I did 4 years ago with the release of version 1.11, I'm tracking inflation, so the new price will be $113. You can still buy Photosounder for the old price of $100 until the end of June. In other news, students in Greece are now using Photosounder in school to learn about the sound spectrum. I think that's a great idea. Understanding such concepts is very valuable, so you should make sure your school teaches spectral concepts using Photosounder. And finally, believe it or not, in just a few days, ChatGPT brought SplaineEQ back from the dead. It reorganized and adapted all the old code to use a new framework that supports VST3 and CLAP. So after I finish adding a few new features like whatever will go into this new black rectangle, I'll soon release a new version. That wasn't in my plans, but the AI made it so easy that I had to do it. We're in a new era now, an era of doing big things easily, of programming in plain English, and of fixing bugs just by describing them or pasting a crash report. And I for one welcome our new AI underlings. I will of course make the other videos that I said I would, but for now I have some programming to do.